The problem with the black lesbian community is you. Not specifically Brittany Griner and her switch hitter soon-to-be ex-wife. They are but a small piece of the rainbow puzzle. The real problem is you. Somewhere between feminism and buffoonery, black lesbians have settled and embraced the societal stereotypes placed on us. We have traded in our self-worth for acceptance and our relevance for VIP. We are not a force to be reckoned with, but a culture to be ignored, unless it is for exploitation. We're at the bottom of the barrel, but most of us are too busy trying to get comfortable in that barrel to even notice that the lid is closing. Whenever something happens in mainstream media pertaining to the LGBTQ community, gay rights and acceptance of gay people are mentioned, and we go into a frenzy. We make statuses and posts declaring this and that, and we might even donate to a gay cause. But guess what? You're not gay. You are a lesbian. And even though mainstream media wants to group all of us together and make us one and the same, we're not. That's exactly why the letters are separated. That is why it is the LGBTQ community and not just community. Each letter represents a different subset. Don't believe me? Try calling a gay man a lesbian and see how he reacts. Try calling a bisexual person a lesbian, and they will quickly give you the justifications on why they are not. And Father help you if you even attempt to try to utter the word lesbian to someone from the transgender community, or hell will break loose. Yet we are the only subset that has no problem grouping ourselves with everyone else. How often do you hear a lesbian woman refer to herself as gay, or even a faggy? We can claim every other identity because we haven't established an identity of our own. We even still refer to our own clothing as men's clothing. No one respects the black lesbian because we don't respect ourselves. Let me run that back for you. No one respects the black lesbian because we don't respect ourselves. If we did, we wouldn't be at the bottom of the social totem pole. And yes, there is a social totem pole, whether you want to believe it or not. We have no real role models, so we emulate men. I said it. Yeah, I said it. And anybody listening right now going, I knew it, I knew lesbians wanted to be men. Don't get it twisted. I said we emulated men. We don't want to be men. We understand and have understood for quite some time now that we are more masculine than what society deems a woman should be. And because we live in a materialistic society, one of the main ways to display your masculinity is through your form of dress. We also understand that women's fashion is geared towards attracting the eyes of a man. We don't want you. So why would we wear dresses and frou-frou attire if our goal is not to attract you? We are lesbians because we want other women. And because society itself is based on television, the only way we know how to openly attract other women is to wear the type of clothing that is shown to attract other women. Ask a feminine lesbian how difficult it is to get a woman. If she is not wearing some form of rainbow attire at a lesbian event or openly hitting on another woman, she goes virtually ignored. But on the flip side, doms, studs, AGs, whatever you want to call us or title us, are constantly hit on daily, whether the woman is straight or otherwise. We understand this concept, but some of us take that shit too far. There is no reason a black lesbian should walk around wearing a strap if she is not fucking. Let me say that again. There is no reason a black lesbian should walk around wearing a strap if she is not fucking. And for those of you who wonder, well, why do they need straps anyway? They're women, oh, fake penis. That's another video. I'm not talking about that right now. But these are the types of lesbians who are aiding in the mockery of our community. These are the types of lesbians who are causing ignorance and a huge divide between us and the transgender community. These are the types of lesbians that mainstream media love to showcase. The Jerry Springer attendees of the world. The ones running around calling themselves baby daddies. The ones overly saturated in hip hop and actually believing that they're Lil Wayne. The ones who the ones who marry straight women and then wonder why their relationship failed. Brittany. These types of black lesbians are at the forefront of our community because we have allowed it. While the rest of us were busy obtaining careers, starting families, and bettering ourselves, these types of lesbians, with their free time and unlimited of narcotics, ran rampant and stomped out with little respect we gained while stomping each other at the club. There is no unity. There is no unity because the respectable black woman doesn't have time to be bothered with this foolishness. But the foolish ones have all the time in the world. They're easy to spot too. They are the main ones demanding more black lesbian exposure, but not supporting the content that is created for them. Take Between Women, for example. It's a web-based series about black lesbians. You would think that based on the amount of views they receive, they would have a tremendous financial support from the community that they serve. However, that is far from the case. There were even incidences where the members of the show, including the creator, were practically begging for the viewers to contribute $1 for production, but the financial support still dragged its feet. Meanwhile, you couldn't scroll through the comments without someone asking when the next episode was coming out. This is exactly why we can't get anywhere. We don't support our own. And yes, we are our own. Gay events are for gay men. You can go damn near anywhere in the country and find an event catered specifically to gay men. But lesbians? Not so much. Black lesbians? Forget about it. And the small amount of events that we do host and have are so beyond unorganized that I can guarantee you will leave with more of an attitude towards your own than an appreciation. So what do? I can tell you what we can stop doing. We can stop begging everyone who isn't a lesbian to accept us. Every time you explain what goes on in your bedroom, you're begging for acceptance. Every time you allow a man to continuously hit on you, you are begging for acceptance. Every time you make a straight woman more than just fun, you are begging for acceptance. And let's be clear, when I say fun, I mean fuck. Because by all means, sleep with these women. Sleep with these bi-curious motherfuckers. Some of them are fucking hot, but nothing more. I will go more into detail during another video because that's a topic all in itself. We shouldn't marry these switch hitters. They're not for us. Mental illness is real, but seldomly acknowledged in the black community overall. I'm sure you can think of at least 5 lesbians off the top of your head who you know for a fact is a bit off mentally. We all know something is wrong with them, but no one ever says anything constructive to them. And it's mainly because, let's face it, sometimes they're pretty fucking entertaining, but most of them are very angry. You cannot hold a regular conversation with them because 9 times out of 10, they will go off on an entirely different subject and then a fight ensues. This brings me back to the lesbians we often see fighting in the club or even the social media thugs. You can't talk to these women. They're overly aggressive and always act as though they have something to prove. Because they are mostly the ones with a lot of time on their hands, they flood social media and do things society deems them as the norm for the black lesbian community. And so a shift in standards happened. Growing up, lounges and open mic poetry events were the thing for black lesbians to do. Now it's open mic night for your local rapper, or the party being held is a prelude to a 4-hour strip show? What happened to partying just for the sake of socializing? When did a 5-hour party turn into 1 hour of actually partying and 4 hours of everyone staring at a stage or dance floor? Don't get me wrong, I love a good strip show. But I didn't come to a party for a show, I came to party. So what happens? The black lesbians who have actually done something with themselves begin to fade to the background. But those are also the ones with the money. We don't stop needing an outlet, we just take our business to our Caucasian counterparts. Let me say that again. We don't stop needing an outlet. We just take our business to our Caucasian counterparts because they understand that this isn't some fad. This is our way of life and should be treated as such. Black lesbians, we don't even speak to each other. It's almost as if it's some unwritten law that black lesbians should not speak to one another unless they're trying to fuck or party. I remember trying to introduce myself to another dom one time and extended my hand for a handshake. She stood and looked at it as if I was giving her a foreign object. Now, me being me, I stood there with it extended until she took it. But why did I have to waste those seconds of my life doing an act that should have come as second nature if we were respectable of one another? As humans, we are creatures of imitation. If most of our content is ratchet, then our society will be ratchet. This creates an internal battle because the creative black lesbians who want to make content that uplift the community must abide by whatever the populace wants. And since the one portrayed to be the majority are the hood black lesbians, then they are left to cater to the hood black lesbians, who doesn't support financially because they can't. And since the content doesn't connect to the most sophisticated black lesbian, they want support. You see the problem? Think about how many times you've seen a black lesbian who is well put together get played by a hood lesbian. The two can't even engage in dialogue because their worlds are so different, yet we are all part of the same. And then we're left to question, how do we fix this? Truth be told, we can't. It is done by design and for reasons. However, we can encourage unity and empowerment amongst the more sophisticated black lesbians. We can stop remaining silent, stop shaking our heads and going on about our business. Stop judging the hood lesbian and accept her for who she is, but not allow her to be the face of our community any longer. Understand that just because someone wears expensive clothing does not make them any less hood, nor does having degrees. There are a lot of hood lesbians with degrees. I am talking to the black lesbians who no longer want to base their lives around gaining acceptance from people who will never understand our lifestyle because they're not in our lifestyle. I am talking to the black lesbians who have no idea where to go for a good time because she doesn't want to go to the club or sit in a circle and talk about her coming out story for the 100th time. I'm talking to the black lesbian who is proud to be a damn woman and proud for the love she has for women. Aren't you tired of sitting inside of the closet's closet? Let's start making some changes, people. If you're serious like I'm serious, send some of your resources. I know there's some companies out there now who cater to lesbian clothing. I know there's some magazines out there now who cater to dominant lesbians. I know there's some content out there that cater to a positive look on dominant lesbians and black lesbians. Send it to me. Send it to me so I can help promote. I'm not interested in your parties and your clubs because let's face it, half the party promoters that hit you in your inbox and be all friendly with you to get you to go to their party don't even speak to you once you come to their party. Let's stop this shit. Let's put the pride back in the L and not allow the L to become the community's loser. P.S. I disabled the comments because this is not a debate. This is a wake-up call. I'm not interested in your justifications of why some of you act the way you act. We're past that. And I'm definitely not interested in the common troll of what the Bible says and homosexuality is wrong and dyke, 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 bull, dyke, bull, dyke. We're past that. This is an open invitation for change. Let's change.